Morning, guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the One Piece chapter 965 titled The Kurozumi Clan Conspiracy. Kurozumi. I wonder where that will lead us to. So, on the cover page, we see Gang Beige. As we all expected, he's already dealt with the Jump Pirates. We see him stepping over the captain of the Jump Pirates. Uh, should I call it a body? Beige is the type of person to kill, isn't he? So let's just assume that the Jump Pirates are being annihilated. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right into the chapter. We start off on Whitebeard's ship, and we're reading through Odin's journal. He seems surprised about the, like everyone who's introduced to the world is. Back in the day, everyone thought the world was flat. That if you walk far enough, you'd reach the edge of the world where you could fall off. Now it seems ridiculous because all of us know how that the world is round. Now we see Odin coming to that very realization and is shocked. As he is looking at the world, the map of the world, just a general idea of the map of the world, the west blue, the east blue, the north blue, and the south blue. He's just there looking at it, talking to Toki, and Toki actually gives us some very useful piece of information. She says that her, both her parents were originally from Wano. That solves some mystery, like why Toki is wearing all the kimono, the Wano regalia. That mystery is finally answered here. Toki says that both her parents were originally from Wano, meaning either they migrated out of Wano for some reason, like probably like Coden, they escaped for something, or just wanted to go on an adventure. We don't know. But you remember that was 800 years ago, during the Void Century. So you wouldn't really know. It could be that they were running from the world government, but that wouldn't make any sense considering Wano was an isolated country. Oh, actually, no. It became an isolated country after the Void Century. That's when they closed up their borders. Meaning, prior to then, people could move in and out of Wano freely. Hmm, interesting. So, anyway, uh, Toki, we see that she's already fallen for Odin, saying that when she's with Odin, she feels like she's already home. And we see off to the side Marco spying on them, having that cute, lovey-dovey smile. Him and Jozu. I actually never thought they'd be able to make such faces. Oh my god, Oda. Yeah. We see Nekomamushi was just all like, oh, we know what Lord Odin's up to. Was about to interrupt them and he stopped. But I wonder who this is. I can't remember his name. I actually don't know if I have seen him. Anyway, on to the next page, we see the Navy shows up, and the Whitebeard pirates just straight up decide to bolt, which shocks Odin. Odin, as we all know, is the very definition of a man. He's shocked. Why would we run from a fight? Let's just fight them. We could take them easy. But then Whitebeard's like they are a large organization, which would mean that they just keep coming. You defeat these guys, they send another group, you defeat them, another group, and it's almost endless. That's what Whitebeard explained to Odin. And at this point, Odin asks about it. You mean that there's an that this organization oversees the entire world. At which point Whitebeard says, "You'll understand how things are if you keep traveling. You'll be surprised. In a way, your country is still free." Huh. Those are some curious ones from Whitebeard. Uh, As One Piece fans, we know how the world is, and we know why Whitebeard will refer to Wano as actually being sort of free. That's because it's been isolated from the world, isolated from the influence of the world government. They are not a member country of the world government. And in that sense, they've been free, ruling their country by themselves. So, in a way, they've been free. Uh huh. Oh, then the next chapter, we're introduced to Momonosuke's birth and Oden. I don't know who this is trying out names. I wonder if it's Oden. So they try out a few names: Konbu, Chikua, Tsukune. He's like, no, wait, I have a better name in mind. It means unrivaled. His name will be Kozuki Momonosuke. Huh, interesting. That means Lady Toki and Oden had Momo while on the Whitebeard ship. So we still have the mystery of the egg on us because we have a lot of people like so speculating about the egg, and they were like, maybe Momonosuke's was from the egg on Roger's ship, that is. Now this is on Whitebeard's ship, and we see Momonosuke already born. So that cancel out that theory. Because people are like, oh, Momonosuke is a dragon, dragons come out of eggs, so maybe the big egg on Roger's ship would have been Momonosuke. So with this chapter, that theory has been settled. And now it adds more to the question. Now, what's that egg? Anyway, let's just continue with the chapter. We'll get to that later. So we see Izo actually advising Oden to go back to their country because they've become notorious criminals and have bounties. Oh my god. I wonder what Oden's bounty was. Anyway, so Oden is refusing, of course. Obviously, he says he hasn't found the answers he's seeking yet. Huh. Now, for finally, we see we are introduced we are introduced to an objective, to a goal that Odin's actually aiming for, to find out, to seek the answers for something, the answers to the world, the answers probably to the void century, or to his family's involvement in the poneglyphs. So, Lady Toki just says straight up that they'll be fine. We see Nekomo, a small Nekomamushi and Inuarashi reading the newspaper, and they're like, it's funny how they have no news on Wano. Oh, that it'd be good to hear from about Kinemon, how he's doing. But as we all know, Wano is isolated, so no information comes in or out to the larger population. I'm guessing the Shogun will be aware or privy to the outside worlds going on. Now on to the next panel. Whitebeard. We are introduced to how the divisions came to be on Whitebeard's ship. He's saying that because their members keep growing, he'd have to divide his forces into divisions. Everybody's up for the idea, and they're like, let's do it. And finally, we get to see who was the second division captain before Marco. Interesting. So it was Odin. Whitebeard gave Odin the responsibility over the second division. And again, we see Odin's disgusted look. Of course, he's like Luffy. He doesn't like responsibility, to be put in charge of people, to be put in a place where he is confined. Uh, and you can argue that uh, leadership or is confining, in the sense that you have responsibility over your crewmates, you have responsibility over what they'll be doing, over what they, over what activities they do, and all that. And we know, just like Luffy, Odin has been portrayed to be just kind of like Luffy, in the sense that he loves adventure, loves adventure. Whenever they land on an island, Odin is off. Doesn't wait to hear anything, just wants to see an unbiased representation of the island on which they land on by himself, for himself, with his own eyes. We see Luffy has that kind of same mentality. Whenever they jump on an island, Luffy is always gone the first minute he gets. He only wait there, to get the pep talk from Nabi, where we should, where they should meet and all that stuff. He just takes off, lets everything work out for themselves, and we see that's how old it is. So, and now on some island, an unnamed island, where the the Whitebeard pirates docked. We see them arguing, not really arguing, but kind of explaining to someone that they're not fishermen, they are pirates. And the guy is begging them to get on. He's like, I have nowhere else to go. And they ask, what's his name? It's Blackbeard, guys. Teach. Introduced as another orphan. Find them, jump on. We are finally introduced to when Blackbeard joined Whitebeard. With this chapter, we find out that Blackbeard actually seeked out Whitebeard, which brings an interesting. It just confirms his story. Blackbeard himself told us that he joined Whitebeard's ship only because they seemed like the crew most likely to run across the fruit that he was looking for, the Yami Yami Nomi, the darkness fruit. So he is the one who seeked them out. We still don't know where he's from. Many people had speculated that Blackbeard is Rox's son, which still might be, because he's introduced as another orphan. If Rox had a child and died, probably underwent the same thing Gold Roger went through with Ace. The dad died. The mom was hunted down by the world government. We know the world government tried to bury all information about the Rocks pirates. So what if they did the same? It wouldn't be a surprise if they did the same thing they did with Roger to Rocks, where they looked for any woman that might have any ties to Rocks D7, and she could have escaped through a number of ways, gave back to the Blackbeard, might have died during it. We don't know. Anyway, so Blackbeard joins the ship at this point. So he joined after Odin was already on it, because we had been informed that or Blackbeard has been on Whitebeard's ship for at least 20 years, right? 2 decades. He was just there biding his time, playing low, hiding his true skills. Oh, okay. So to the next panel, Odin, as usual, just like Luffy, lands on an island, takes off. Everyone's like, wait, Captain, wait, Commander, let's count the area first. But Odin's like, did you see that? There's something flying over there. He wants to say it, so he's gone. And we go back to, at this point, we are still reading from Odin's journal. And he's like, there's just so much more to see out there. He can't contain his adventurous spirit. He wants to explore, to go everywhere in the world. So at this point, we come back to Wano, where it's we're informed that Lord Sukiyaki is in critical conditions, and all the daimyo have been gathered in the flower capital. So we see Lord Sukiyaki looking down, looking kinda ominous, and he states that he wants Oden to succeed him as the next shogun. All of the daimyos are in agreement. They're like, of course, Lord Sukiyaki, because at this point Oden has already made a name for himself. He's conquered Kuri. He's turned it into a lawful place, into a place where people can live, into a peaceful place. So at this point, all the daimyos are in agreement with Lord Sukiyaki. Oden is qualified to be the next shogun. However, Oden isn't in the country or at the moment, so he decides to appoint a regent. That's a person who, in a king, in a how should I put it? In a kingdom, a regent is a person that stands in for the for the heir to the throne while they are incapable of leading. So probably when they are too young to lead, or maybe just not yet ready, something of the sort. And shock on us, or maybe not shock. A lot of people had already theorized this, they'd already figured it out, how Orochi will come into power. It wouldn't make sense for him to just come out of nowhere and become shogun. So we'd seen him already under the shogun's employment in Lord Sukiyaki's mansion. We'd already speculated that he'd been doing something underhanded to lead to Sukiyaki's ultimate demise. Because by the time Oden went to see Sukiyaki, he was perfectly okay. He was vibrant. He was shocked at Oden thanking him for for making him into a fine man, such that he was literally scampering off the floor. I was like, oh, what do you mean you thanking me for the fine man you've become? Anyway, so back to the chapter. Lord Sukiyaki chooses Orochi, and he finally announces his second name, Kurozumi Orochi. At this point, Yasue is like, Orochi, why is he here? And we see Lord Sukiyaki says Oden refers to him or regards him as a younger brother, which shocks Yasue. Anyway, Orochi finally appears, looking all glamorous. He finally has his expensive looking kimono. He's finally starting to look somewhat important. He's no longer the chow boy that's been all like, let me help you there. He's finally starting to look a bit more menacing, and he speaks fluently, expressing his gratitude, how much he'll use the opportunity to redeem the Kurozumi clan, and says he will atone for his grandfather's foolishness and help out in any way He can. And says he will prepare the way for Lord Odin's eventual homecoming. So at this point, Yasue asks him, how come you never mentioned you are a Kurozumi? Orochi says, I'm very, forgive me, I'm very sorry. You know, just how uh, idiotic he looks, then turns very ominous. I am very sorry. Meaning, I love how Oda does this. The expressions expressed on all these characters just have a way of saying way more than the words themselves. Like in this panel, we see the ominous looks Orochi gives while saying his story, and we know he doesn't mean it. He actually holds some grudge against these people, either the Kozuki family or Yasue. At this point, we still don't know, but we go back to a flashback, an Orochi flashback. And that Wano guitar, I don't know what's its name, but it's a Wano guitar, plays as the rain pours, and we see someone saying, speaking of a future, and says he will, is actually making a prediction for Orochi, saying he will be the shogun. The person saying this is an old, I don't know if I could call him a witch, a lady, or a man. I can't really tell. So the old lady man uh, tells Orochi of his family's or his grandfather's deeds in the past, how it all ended up with them being shunned, disbanded, and killed off by the Kozuki clan. Orochi is like, I had committed treason, but the guy says it wouldn't be treason for one who looks or quests for power. The previous Kozuki shogun, he explains, hadn't had a child, and therefore it had seemed that the one to succeed him would have been one of the other daimyos or their sons. At this point, the Kurozumi clan leader was Lord Orochi's. Why would I even call him Lord? We know how despicable he is. Anyway, therefore, the grandfather, the Kurozumi grandfather, made preparations to assassinate the other daimyos with poison in order to ascend to the throne himself. But as he began all those preparations, he killed off all these daimyos and was so close to becoming the daimyo, the shogun himself. A heir was born from the Kozuki clan. Lord Sukiyaki, Kozuki Sukiyaki, Odin's father. Now this saved the Kozuki clan, kept the reign of the country in their family, and this destroyed all plans made by the Kurozumi clan's head to take over the country, which was exposed. The Orochi's grandfather was forced to commit seppuku, and on top of that, the entire clan was disbanded. The territory and the castle, the power, all stripped from them. And this guy says the person to blame was Kozuki Sukiyaki, to blame for Orochi's poor state, for the hunger he's seen, for the poverty he's seen. All that was to be blamed on Kozuki Sukiyaki. Now we see where we get a glimpse of Orochi's mindset, of Orochi's drive, of why Orochi was so had this animosity towards the Kozuki clan. It had seemed very weird for him to just come out of nowhere with all this hate, kill the Shogun, kill Oden, kill Yasue. It had seemed way off. Like for any great villain, there has to be a drive, a strong drive behind it that kind of justifies their actions. Not exactly justifies, but it kind of gives us an insight on why they do what they do. Like with the Doflamingo, we got to see all that led to him being the way he is, how he was mistreated, almost killed off by commoners, which, considering he's a celestial dragon, I'd have to call them commoners. They were about to kill him for the crimes of the celestial dragons, the crimes that are not actually crimes in the eyes of the world government, the slavery, the killing, that had all been turned a blind eye to just because they are celestial dragons. Anyway, back to this. So we see that this old guy was a fan that ignited or ignited and propelled Orochi's flames and gave him a motive, what that a plan that he was to follow in order to assume the shoguncy. So Orochi asks this person who he is, if he's maybe his grandfather, but he doesn't. The guy just stops him quickly and says his identity doesn't matter. And soon as he's saying that, he changes his face into a pretty young girl. The next, he changes his face into Orochi's face. Not just the face, mind you, the whole body, the entire body. And then changes it again into one of the Onibawan's faces. Oh, I guess. I wonder who this guy is. And he tells Orochi to follow his instructions and he give him the power he need to become a shogun and to introduce to the dragon, to the devil fruit that Orochi has. We see it kind of looks like a pineapple with the leaves spread out, each with a kind of fruit attached to it, which in my interpretation, those are kind of like the serpent's the serpent's head. That's what Orochi ate, and he says he'll do anything to get back at those who led their family to all these problems that he's facing. And this guy tells Orochi that his first mission will be to hold as much gold and money as he could and start manufacturing weapons. The quality of Wano's craftsmanship is exceptional. We know that already. We've been told that they are the very best in the world. They were the ones able to construct the poneglyphs, which are indestructible stone tablets, and we get that kind of speaks to the volumes to the craftsmanship available in Wano. So this guy tells Orochi that these weapons will give him an advantage. It will get him to rub shoulders or to get some big players on his course, to back his course, which now makes sense how Kaido comes into it. Orochi gets all this money. Oden had been sending him all his money. All this money was used to start the construction of weapons. Weapons which would have been very useful for anyone who had any ambitions of going against an authority, either the Marines or just any other pirates or anyone, anyone who has use for weapons. Now we see how it connects back to Kaido. So we're thrown back to how to when Orochi was introduced to Yasuye. Says all his family was died due to an illness, and Yasuye accepts him to work for him. And when he left, he's informed Orochi disappeared, and by coincidence, he disappeared with all the gold in the safe too. So he stole from Yasuye again after framing Oden the first time. And he goes to Oden, introduces himself. He's like, you're the guy from Yasuye's place. And he's like, he plays Oden basically, says that Yasuye had been too kind to him. Wouldn't really be fair for him to continue asking for money. At which point Oden understands and says, leave it to him. He keeps sending, please, I need more money. He sends it, more money, and again he sends it. And we see the Denjiro keeps warning Oden or complaining. But Oden says, he said he'll pay me back. And we know, just like Luffy, another parallel to Luffy, Oden has no real value for money. He's the things that excite him are not of monetary value. Yeah. So Oden, we see now how Orochi came into the Shogun's employ. Oden was the one who actually introduced him to his father and asked them to give him a job, which he did. And then we see the old man, the shapeshifter. I wonder, huh? I think my One Piece memory is a bit hazy. He said he has the money fruit. Whose fruit was that? Let me just check quickly. Please be patient. I know the video is taking longer than. Money. Let's just see. Because I'm a bit. Okay. So the money fruit is a Paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user to be able to change their to turn into a physical double of anyone he or she anyone he or she touches. Oh. Yeah. He or she has touched, making the user an imitating human. When the user changes, they also imitate the copied person's flexibility, strength, and abilities, aside from those bestowed by a devil fruit. Interesting. Isn't this Mr. Two Bon Clay's fruit? So I guess this guy was the initial owner of the money fruit, and oh, that's curious how it ended up in Mr. Two's hands. Anyway, so Orochi starts working for the Shogun, and as we presume, starts slowly poisoning him, as his grandfather had done to the previous daimyos. And at some point, we find out that the shapeshifter had turned into Lord Sukiyaki, and we're laughing heftily with with Orochi. News of the Shogun Sukiyaki's passing spread throughout Wano. Wow. He's already dead. We weren't shown how he died. I'm guessing just from the poisoning from Orochi. Anyway, We move back to Whitebeard's ship, Odin's journal. It's the fourth year of Odin's voyage. So these are 4 years since he left Wano. And they see an island. And you see Kozuki Odin calling Whitebeard again Whitey-chan. Kinda the same way Luffy makes nicknames for everyone he encounters. He calls him Whitey-chan. And the Whitebeard pirates are all wondering what could be on that island. Someone asks Marco to do it. We see Marco already has his fruit, the mystical. We see Marco already has his fruit, the phoenix fruit, and he doesn't want to go to the island. And at this point, we also see that Hiyori has also been born. So both Hiyori and Momonosuke were born on Whitebeard's ship. Then all of a sudden we see the elephants, all the wild animals, the elephants, the tigers, the gorillas, a crocodile, all running away from the island. And everyone is like, what the heck is on this island? Then we're introduced to Roger. Next time, bring up or Sengoku. You lot aren't even worth my time. And you see Baggy, Captain, yelling out to Captain Roger. He's already spotted Whitebeard's ship docking on the island. And really looks badass. We also see Crocus looking kinda younger. And he also looks badass. And a young Roger, and he is ripped. I love his design. He looks awesome. We also see Shanks having a pirate hat on his straw hat. Oh, really looks so badass. Damn. We also see Scopa off on the distance. We see Crocus. We see the huge fishman guy. Shanks just there eating some chocolate. And we see, so anyway, so Rayleigh says this island show is rowdy. They must have already disembarked. And Roger, as we expected, wouldn't run away from Whitebeard. They were rivals. And we'd already seen him on the previous chapter, Roger reading the newspaper about Whitebeard and his new mate, who's Odin, and they were interested in him, in the samurai from Wano. And Roger is just like, since our lives are an endless brawl anyway, we might just as well go at it. So Roger they're just from fighting submarines, and he still wants to go with Whitebeard. At this point, I'm not so sure if he's already earned the title of the strongest man in the world. Because remember, this is 4 years now since Odin joined. We don't know what's occurred in these 4 years. Whitebeard could have already become the world's strongest man. I don't know. Now that might be expounded upon in the next chapter. I just love this chapter. And Roger says, after all, I don't have much longer. Maybe the final time we encounter each other, Whitebeard, is now. Sorry for that. So, and now we see, in spite of Roger looking this badass, this awesome, he already has the disease. That's what's implied. He already has the disease that will slowly eat at him. And he's excited. He looks really into it. He just wants to meet Whitebeard. He wants to meet Odin for himself. And I'm so curious and psyched for the next chapter. I wonder how Whitebeard and Roger's interaction will be. How Odin and Roger's or Rayleigh's interaction will be like. Will we get a fight? Please, please, Oda, if we do get a fight, please don't sideline it. Don't off-screen it, please. If it's Roger and Whitebeard, we wanna see the fight. We wanna see the goal. We also, any fight, if Odin, Rayleigh, Odin, Roger, Whitebeard, we just wanna see that fight. The whole interaction between them, how Odin actually decided to join Roger instead. It seems that at this point now, with Hiyori and Momonosuke already born, they might decide to go to Wano. At which point, to go live his wife, daughter, and son in Wano. Roger might have told Odin of something incredible because we know Roger was now actively looking for poneglyphs, and Odin's family was in charge of creating these stone poneglyphs, so they might have had quite a lot to talk about, and it might have changed Odin's trajectory. But maybe Odin, because Whitebeard isn't interested in becoming Pirate King, so he wouldn't be interested in all the history of the world and all that. But Roger was actively searching for this, which kind of falls in line with Odin. Early in the chapter, we see him saying he hasn't yet found the answers he's looking for. What if these answers he's looking for relate to the Void Century, relate to the poneglyphs and to the world government? This is where it all begins. Anyway, that's the end of the chapter. Sorry, guys, it's been way longer than I expected it to be. But it's my first video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and share for more One Piece content. I'm Kozuki.D Marcel, and I'm gone. Bye, guys. See you next time.